Okay, so let's continue on with the completion of this lesson plan template. I recognize that I am awfully long-winded, but we'll try to make this section a little faster. So we've filled in all of our boxes here, and good lessons, good classroom instruction has a conclusion to the day, has some reinforcement exercises, and maybe even a little preview or excitement about what's to come tomorrow. So a conclusion, a little wrap-up of, so how do we feel, guys, about our ability to perform this task? Or all of you successfully completed your first refrigerant recovery. We're going to continue to practice. Some discussion on that. Maybe you go around the room and go through some terminology that they should have been able to comprehend from the day's lesson, something to reinforce all of the stuff you did that day. And so you're going to type that out. So maybe it's some popcorn questioning on each step of refrigerant recovery. So 20 steps, maybe you go, okay, so Joe, what's the first step? Oh, perfect. Yep, do this. I have no idea what those steps are, so I'm not even going to pretend. But that could be an easy way to close the day with reinforcement, having them correct each other if they're incorrect, or whatever it might be. So you want to put that in there with detail. And homework. Whoops. Homework sounds pretty obvious. You always want to give your students something to complete outside of your class. I'm sure you guys have seen students really seem to get it when they're with me and we're talking about it, but once they leave the room or once they get to that test, they can't really get it. They always need elements that allow them to continue to work on this information. So maybe they need to reread the section about recovery for refrigerant and answer some questions. Maybe they need to read the next section that's coming up, but something to reinforce the material that they're learning. I think most students, average students, need to hear the information, do something with the information, perform those tasks 8 to 10 times before it's ever really committed to their long-term memory. Okay, so you want to be very detailed with that. So maybe it's read pages 14 through 28 and answer review questions on refrigerant recovery. Okay. So we've gone through this part, but let's not forget that we didn't know what the materials needed to be. So I kind of jumped the gun a little bit earlier. And so let's go back up to make sure that we have all the necessary materials to teach this. So we obviously needed our computer. We need PowerPoint, let's say PowerPoint number 1 on EPA. Maybe that's what I called it. Maybe we also need PowerPoint number 4 on recovery. Something like that. Let's see, we probably need, what do you call it, like an AC unit to recover. Maybe those gauge things. I feel like I spelled that wrong. I did. Maybe the gauges. HVAC's probably laughing hysterically as they watch this video. Oh, I think you need one of those recovery tanks. There we go, recovery tank. And whatever else you need to perform that. I bet you'll also need, let's say you have 20 students, so maybe 20 copies of the skill-off sheet. Okay, something like that. So you're going to be very specific in there, just like I want you to be very specific in each one of these boxes. So again, when you perform that the next time, it should be very simple, maybe a few tweaks, and that's really it. So if I see a template submitted for your formal observation with all those elements in there, I'm going to feel like you did a pretty good job. So again, the expectation going forward with this is for all of you to be able to submit a completely filled out lesson plan in Backward Design for every formal observation that you are given. So anytime I send you an email with the day and time that I'll be sitting, I want you to have this all nicely filled out for your whole day. I might just see a snippet of that, but I want your plan filled out for the whole day. and submitted prior to my visit. I'm going to take a look at that lesson plan, and I'm going to go sit in while holding that lesson plan in hand or viewing it in hand, and then afterward we're going to talk about how we felt it went. So my hope is that you don't wait until I send you a formal observation notification for you to do this for the first time. I want you to be very competent by the time you get to that point so that you can put your best foot forward. Many of you who've had an evaluation, your annual evaluation as of the last month or so, already have a goal on your evaluation related to this. And those of you who have not yet had one, you will absolutely have a goal on your appraisal related to backward design. So it will be required for every single one of the classroom instructors. Okay, so hopefully this step-by-step walkthrough is helpful. If not, please come by and visit so we can make sure that you are well-versed in how to do this. Okay, guys? Happy lesson planning.